Oh, look. That's what happened. Here, let's try it again. Sorry, guys, you're going to have to. Hi guys, you know what? We're just learning here. That was I told her I said I'm gonna go on here and see if I see that wonderful countdown and I didn't. So I said, well, something's not right. Something ain't right. So well, then I had to figure it out. Had to go in and figure it out. Ain't that the way it goes? Figure it out. Anyway,
Yep. Yep. How are you tonight, Connie?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing, Linda?
I'm doing great.
And how's everybody else doing out there? That's what I want to know. Y'all doing all right? Come on, somebody tell me you're doing all right because it's been quite a week and a half for me. I live in South Texas and over here in Squirrel Nest, South Texas, and it's awful hot. And I haven't had an air conditioner for a week and a half. So I have an air conditioner now. There's a smile on my face.
I think I would have died.
I thought I was going to more than once,
Is
but
it humid? Is it humid? Like instead of just heat, it's humid.
you know what it's like being in a sauna.
Oh
And
yeah,
you know what? And
yep.
when your air conditioner goes out of your house, the
No,
humidity comes in.
no.
Oh my God, you're walking through your house and you're thinking, I'm gonna die. I'm
I'm
gonna
in
die.
year round. I'm in year round
Um,
between 62 and 68.
oh
So
my God, that is like sounds like heaven, but no, it ain't like that here. It's hot.
but
We
it's a
go
damp. It's damp.
well,
Damp.
we go from hell to well, we go from hot to hell. How about that?
Well,
I
I
think
mean,
that's the way to tell you. We
if
go
I go
from hot to hell.
upstairs, it's hell. So yeah,
Oh, well, it's pretty hot here. I'm telling you,
yeah.
it's pretty stinking hot.
Oh my goodness,
So,
my goodness.
and I guess we just need to wait for everybody to get here because
Hmm.
I don't think anybody's with us. Linda, we're over here by ourselves because nobody's
I know.
talking, and
I know.
I ain't gonna talk about nothing until I get everybody in here. So
Hmm.
you know what? Why waste the time?
Yeah, I don't think Lauren will be in tonight. She has a class, so
Well, I think I s- there'll be a couple people. They might be a little late, but they'll be
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Um,
But for people that watch this after the live, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the
yeah,
like button,
yeah.
and make sure
Please,
you share it to all your friends.
please like and subscribe.
And also
Yeah.
go over to Caddy Connie's channel. She has her
No,
own channel, and I have my own channel. So
yeah,
make
go
sure you
over to
subscribe.
Loudmouth Linda. Go over there to Loudmouth Linda and subscribe. That's the one. Go over there to Loudmouth Linda and subscribe. That's one you
Right.
want.
Well, this is broadcast under yours, Caddy Connie.
Yeah,
But we
because
also do have a double one too.
we do. We
So
do.
they need to
We do.
subscribe to that one too,
Okay. All right.
so that
All
we
right.
can start going live on that one and not confuse people.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So, how's your week been so far?
My week has been rather challenging. It's
Well, with
live.
no heat, I can understand that.
It's well, and you know what? I wonder if Joe
I mean,
Biden
no
worried.
air.
I want to know if Joe Biden worried if I had any air conditioner. I bet he didn't give one hoot whether my air conditioner was working or not.
Not think of all those poor people that don't have air at all.
Oh my God, I can't imagine. You know what? Can you imagine being one of those immigrants living in a tent and being in South Texas with no air conditioner?
Well,
Oh
the good news,
God,
well, but the good news is that it's not going to make a difference because they already stink from no baths.
well, this is true, but
Well, that's
I
what they
guess,
should do.
and I guess where they're from, they're probably used to that kind of heat, so it
They
don't matter.
right,
And
right.
so,
But
but
that's
I
what they should
can
do. And
imagine.
instead of giving them a $5,000, $10,000 card, why don't you give them a bag with deodorant and shampoo and toothpaste and toothbrush in it? I mean,
That's
because
funny.
we
No,
do
that
that.
is funny.
We do that stuff here.
That
So,
is
you
funny.
know, yeah.
Well,
A
Linda,
razor.
I gotta tell you what happened to us last week, and uh, it didn't hurt my feelings any, but so our video from last week that we had a ball. We had
Tuesday.
so much fun on Tuesday. It was a good time, but they blocked it because well, you're not allowed to something about copyrights and whatever. Anyway, and the funny thing was it was only certain songs. It wasn't all of them, it was just certain songs. So yeah. So they blocked our video. Uh my niece called me up and said, Aunt, Con- Aunt Connie, I can't see the replay. And I said, well, honey, you ain't going to because they got all mad and blocked it. So sorry. I hate to hear it, but yep. And you know what? I'd do it again. I would do it. In fact, I might do it again on Tuesday on the 60s music. What are they going to do? Fire me? Well, they ain't paying me nothing, so I can't think they can fire me.
No, maybe we can get away with it if we only play little bits of it and play name that tune with just little bits of it.
Well, I don't know, but whatever. You know what? They don't pay us nothing anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
Strike me. Go ahead. Strike me. Strike me again. Strike me more than once. So, hey guys, are y'all? Is someone gonna say hello, or is nobody gonna say hello? Because I feel like I'm talking to myself over here. Me and Linda are over here talking, and
Yeah.
well, and nobody wants to say hello.
No.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. You don't have to. You don't have to say hello because it don't matter anyway. Yeah, it does. It does matter. You
Yes, it
better
does.
say hello. I want everyone to say hello. So you know what? I'll be the first one to start. Hello. Hello, my loves. There you go. There you go. So who the heck is going to say hello back to me?
I did.
I see that. That was nice of you. That was very nice of you.
I did. I did.
And then I guess it's just us
I guess.
because nobody else wants to say hello to us.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, oh well. Oh well.
Yeah. So,
I'm
how
gonna
about
let you start with the news this week because
yeah? What a week in the news. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on,
yeah,
and you know, I don't know how much of it is serious or not.
I think there's a whole lot of serious going on.
Right. But let me start
All right,
with this.
all right, go ahead.
Did you know that the Marshmallow Head wife,
Marshmallow Head, oh Marshmallow Head.
did you
Y'all love.
know his wife is worth $8 million? How is
You
that
got,
possible?
you gotta be kidding me.
Nope. Nope. She's worth $8 million.
How does that work?
I don't know because I mean, what did she do? She did other than teaching. I didn't know professors got paid that much money because that's the first time I ever heard that she had a job. Was in his during his presidency.
Well, and
So
she
you're going to tell me in 3 years she made, or 4 years she made $8 million? I want that job.
yeah, she ain't nothing but a teacher anyway. She acted like she was something else. A doctor.
Right.
A
Right.
doctor. They
Yeah.
said. Yeah, that was something else. It
I
was
wonder if she ever.
doctor.
I wonder if she ever paid off her student loans.
Well, no, because Biden wrote. Well, God, she's older than dirt. She better have.
I don't know. And
She's
did you,
older than dirt. I bet she did.
and I understand that he's old and old people, sometimes stammer and sometimes don't sound real intelligent.
Mm.
But did you know that out of 85 students, he was 76th in his class? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: was he walking straight or was he still shuffling?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hello, my love, Royal Apple. It's so good to see you. Um, is he still shuffling? That's what I want to know. Is he still shuffling? And he wa. All right, I gotta ask. I gotta ask everybody because I already have my own answer. But if you were walking in the White House and it was nighttime, which I don't think you're allowed in the White House at nighttime, but let's just say, so you're walking through the White House at nighttime, and you turn the corner, and there stands Joe Biden naked. What would you do? I'd be traumatized for the rest of my life. That'd be it. It'd be all over.
I would scream. I would scream. I would scream. But, out of all that, though, is that out of all of that, though, visitors again. Um, do you know what his grade point average was?
It couldn't have been very high because well, was it then or was it now?
Well, that's the whole point I'm getting to is he didn't have his grade point average was 1.7.
Then
Yeah, so it's probably next to nothing now.
was probably 0.5 now. Oh,
Probably.
that is terrible.
And
There you go.
he failed the bar exam the first time he took it.
That well, that ain't too surprising either.
Yep, yep, yep.
Wasn't there a few others that failed theirs too?
Yeah, John F. Kennedy Jr., he failed it twice.
Wow.
Yep, yep. He failed it twice.
Doesn't that give you some, doesn't that just make you feel real secure that your lawyer is really good when they fail their exam the first time?
You know who else failed the first time?
Oh,
Uh, Hillary.
well, that don't surprise me because I think she's just as stupid as they come, nuttier than a fruitcake. Uh, but I bet you Bill got his first time. I bet you he would, he's a first timer. Sorry. That was, yeah, he likes to do that first timer
Yeah,
stuff.
and you know who else failed
Who?
the first time?
Who?
Oh, Bummer's husband. I mean, wife.
Uh, Michael Robinson. Oh, I mean Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well, there you go.
yep, yep,
You
yep.
know, it's really kind of hard to have a lot of respect for those people when they don't. Well,
Yep. So, on my quest of the news,
that was a good one. That was
all
a
the
good part of the news.
all that stuff going on, all the
Yeah,
stuff going on.
yeah.
Um, well, let me start with uh yesterday,
Mm.
a chemical company. Hi, Gloria. Right. Yeah, I
You know
know.
what, Glory Jean? I don't care. Come on, Hillary, you're older than dirt. I think I can outrun you anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A chemical company in Ohio, right outside of Macedonia, Ohio.
Yeah, yeah.
They had an explosion. I guess something to do with they were filling up a tanker or something and it wasn't hooked up properly. So poof, it
Oh,
exploded.
all right. So, do you think it was? Do you think it was not hooked up right?
Well, that's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, of course, that's what they're saying. Or do
That's
you
what they're
think
saying.
that it was messed with? I mean, I'm telling you what, guys, I question everything that comes from the
Well,
news
I mean,
anymore.
you be the judge. Okay. So we've got this explosion.
Hmm.
Um, and a little birdie told me that last night we had Air Force VIP plane, which usually generals take, and it left from DC and landed in Colorado. And that was late
Oh,
last.
oh,
It was
really?
like 11
Yeah, they
o'clock.
gotta go over there to Cheyenne Mountain. Yeah, that's over
Mm,
there. That's over there in Colorado Springs.
yeah, and there were two bomber planes in the air, and there were two doomsday planes in the air. Okay. So that's just a little bit of the birdie whisper to me. Now
All right.
here's
Well,
the
I got a question. All right. I had because this little birdie sent me this picture. You know that Joe Biden's brother is 71 years old. I mean,
mhm,
that's not old, guys. That
mhm.
ain't old. Uh, how old is Joe? Like 80, what?
He's
80.
81, I think. He'll be 82.
All
He'll be
right.
82
All
before the
right.
next inauguration
All right.
of
So,
not him.
all right. So, um, Joe Biden's brother don't look one damn bit better than Joe does.
Nope.
He looks just like him and
Yeah.
looks just as old as he does. But
Yep.
my but my thing is, I'm sure his brain works better than old Joe because Joe's brain don't work worth a hill of beans. So, have you ever stopped to think that they may just stick Joe Biden's brother in place of Joe so that he can get on the TV and talk. Because you know what? That ain't the same. I don't see the same Joe every time on the TV. So I want you guys to know when the debate happens in June, because, Joe got up there all brave and everything and said, uh, I challenge you, Trump, to a debate because, I already beat you one time. And I'm not sure when that was, but anyway, in his mind, it happened. Um, so who's gonna who, who's gonna be standing there? It can't be the Joe that I know because he can't tie his shoes. So I'm going
Right.
to be watching really close. They even said that they wanted to do a drug test before the debate because they may have given Joe something to make him smarter. I mean, come on,
Right.
he's got a .7 IQ. How much smarter can he be? But um,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. So maybe Jim will be debating Trump.
Well, it probably wouldn't be that hard for makeup artists to
He already looks old. Jim
it wouldn't
already
be hard
looks
it wouldn't
old.
be hard for makeup artists because here you guys be the judge.
Hmm.
There's his brother. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Come on, here. Let's make this bigger here. Which one is Joe and which one is Jim?
Right?
That's
Yep.
pretty. That's pretty interesting. In fact, they said the left side is Joe and his brother
Mhm.
Jim. Joe looks better than his brother Jim. Wow, I don't know, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now. It could happen. It could
Well,
happen real easy. I think it could happen real easy.
absolutely. Look at what they can do with makeup nowadays in Hollywood. I mean, they can
Yeah,
make a mask. They can make a mask to make somebody look just like somebody else,
well,
and
and
it
I'm
be
going.
lifelike.
Well, and I've seen some uglier than dogs behinds, and when they put the makeup on them, they look like they are glamorous.
Yeah,
So yeah, they can do a lot with makeup.
yeah, yeah.
Telling you, they can do a lot with makeup.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's that, and then there's another
That
little
was a good
news.
one.
Yeah, there's another little news tidbit of Egypt, which hasn't done anything with their military in years, is stopping people from Gaza into immigrating to Egypt. Yeah, they're killing Gazians at the border.
The Egyptians are. They're
Yep.
killing the. Oh, they better watch out because them Palestinian people are going to start marching down the road, screaming "Free Palestine." You know what? They don't know what they're messing with.
And Egypt said, which I'm not understanding this, but Egypt said that if Israel bombs or goes into Rafah,
Hmm.
they're going to go after Israel. But they don't want those people. So what's the purpose of that? So you got this little war over here going. You got this little war over here going. You
It,
got this little war over here going.
it's all
And
about power. It's all about power. Come on. It ain't about money. It's about power. We want to take over the whole world. Well, guess what? You know what? So did Nebuchadnezzar. And guess where that got him? In the dirt. And he never controlled the
right,
world.
right.
And so did Hitler. Thought he was. You know what Hitler's problem was? You know why Hitler didn't?
He had
Uh,
a little pee pee. No, I'm kidding.
well, he probably did. I can guarantee you he probably did because he wasn't very big. But I think Hitler's problem, they said, or what I read on Hitler, Hitler was afraid of the water. He was deathly afraid
Well,
of the
I can
water.
see that because back then, I mean, I know they used like Brell cream and all that other crap on their hair, but his
Yeah,
hair was like it'd never been washed. It was
well,
down and
but he was afraid of the water, so he wouldn't go over. He wouldn't go over the water. His ships. He would send his ships into the water because he's afraid of the water.
that
So
makes
he thought that he could take it by land. Well,
that makes sense.
um, all right. Well, let's talk about that in just a little bit. You can only take up so much land till you run into water. There ain't no way around. You get no way you can look at it. There's gonna be water somewhere. You got water somewhere.
I think the only place you can go that
You,
you wouldn't run into water immediately is if you cross the border into Canada from any of the Midwest states.
and
You
I
would
got
run into water
to
eventually.
go ahead,
No,
finish.
you would. You would run into water
You're
eventually with
gonna
the lake.
run into water. Royal Apple, I gotta address this for you. And yes, it is all about the New World Order and a one world government. And
Mhm.
let's all have a one world agenda. But I'm going to tell you something right now. And if you know anything about me, you're going to believe what I'm getting ready to tell you. Because, some people know a lot about me on this channel, and some people don't know nothing about me, and that might be a good thing too. But uh, it ain't never gonna happen. I'm telling you right now,
No,
that
it's
is never gonna happen. You're
no,
never gonna have a new world or one world government
no,
because
because
it's
they're all
never
on their
gonna
own power
happen.
trips.
It's never gonna
No,
happen.
no, they couldn't agree. If you showed them a zebra, they would half would say that it's black with white stripes, and the other would say white with black stripes. So they'll never agree on anything. It'll always be a power struggle. Always, always, always.
Yep, you're right. I have been watching it, and I've been doing a lot of praying, and I've been doing a lot of meditating, and it ain't happening. Royal Apple, it ain't happening. It ain't gonna happen. They want it to. And let's talk about who wants it to. Let's talk about George Soros that thinks that we can have a one world government.
Does
All
that
right.
turtle ever come out of his shell?
Oh, well, he would like to have a one world government, but let me tell you something. Let's talk about that for just a minute. I'm so glad you brought that up because this is one of my favorite subjects. Um, so let's see. We got Putin in Russia that thinks he is bigger than
Life.
Titus, you know. And then you got Xi Jinping over there in China that thinks that he's bigger than God himself. And then you got Little Rocket Man, and he thinks Oh, let me tell you, he for a little man, he thinks he is all that in a bag of chips. There is way too many strong personalities
Right.
for that to ever happen. Nobody's gonna rule nothing because who are you gonna
No,
put in charge of it?
right.
Well, they'll kill each other because
They sure
because
will. They sure
somebody's
will.
got to be in charge, and well,
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
what?
They
Who,
sure will.
who are we
They
gonna put
sure
in
will.
charge of it? Royal Apple with Obama?
Oh Lord, I'm sure he would like to be the next king.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah.
That's a
Yep.
joke. That ain't never gonna happen. It
Yep.
ain't never gonna happen. You got too many strong personalities. You got too many. Uh, all right, all right. So they said the big thing about Trump running with DeSantis, and I like DeSantis. All right, I want y'all to know I like DeSantis. But the problem, oh my God, would you look over here? Um, the problem with DeSantis is he's a bulldog. He's very strong, and he very strong and very like an alpha male. There you go. That's the word I want to use.
Yep.
Alpha male.
Yep.
And all right.
Yep. Royal
So
Apple, you're right. Because do you know how much the Saudi Arabia family is worth, Royal Apple?
oh yeah, we just looked that one up. That
Yeah.
was
Do you know
something
how much
else.
they are worth? Just the royal family. Any guesses?
I could tell you, but I'd only be cheating.
Right. Just
So
waiting to see if anybody has a guess. Don't know. They
all
are
right.
worth $2.7 trillion. They're the richest family in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they are. As we were just looking that up the other day, weren't we, Connie?
Yeah, we were. I was looking at it, and I heard that, and I. But you know what's really funny about that? That guy in Saudi Arabia likes Trump.
Yeah, Trump saved his life.
Well, he likes him. So there you go. Good
Yep.
thing. Good thing. Good thing he did whatever it was that he did, because he likes him.
Yep.
But
Yep. Yep.
there's too many strong people, too many alpha males to make a one world government. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe we'll put George Soros in charge.
Uh,
Dear God in heaven, if they do that, I'm getting off the planet. Excuse me for
KGB would
just a
have him.
minute. Excuse me for just a minute.
KGB would have him picked off in a minute, a red hot minute. So, yep. But I'm also going to start this, and this is kind of like all leading up to what is happening in going on, and we've talked about it before about how they said the only way to take America down is from the inside. And with all these immigrants coming in, and they had the bridge that collapsed in Baltimore because the cargo ship hit it. And the same day or the next day, a bridge in Ohio went down because a tanker or barge or something hit it. So now here we are 6 weeks later. Yeah. Yeah. Now here we are 6 weeks later, and they I shouldn't say they, should I? Barge, or yeah, it was a barge, I believe. A barge took out Pelican Island Bridge in Galveston, Texas, yesterday. Now, what's so funny about all of this is it kind of makes you go, because yesterday the Ukraine took out the bridge in Crimea, which was the main support bridge for Russia to infiltrate and get through. And that just so happens that they took it out on the 6th anniversary of when Putin opened it and, did their little blah, blah, blah blessings and whatever they do. So, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking, how many more there was also a bridge that nobody heard about that got taken out in Pennsylvania. Yeah, didn't even hear that one, did you guys? So, let's see what they're doing. They're taking out the bridges, and the one in Galveston, it took out the railroad with it.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't hear it either. Laura
yeah,
Jane, I didn't hear it either.
yeah, it
But
took out the railroad with it. So, Texas
it,
A&M University lost power.
yep.
Yeah.
And
So,
then
yeah,
Ohio had
y
one that went
yeah,
out the week before.
yeah,
Sorry.
I mentioned that one.
Sorry, guys. I was going into I just got my air conditioner fixed, so I just want to make sure it was still working in there because it's been hotter than. You know what? I'm gonna make y'all laugh. You know what my daddy used to say? It was hotter than a two-peckered owl with heart on. It was so hot in this house. It's terrible. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. I just
So,
had to
of
say it.
course, the point is that I'm getting to is that if they start if they start taking out the bridges, that will stop transportation of import and export, just like the barges hitting the one of the biggest ports for import and export in Baltimore. So then we don't have no food.
It's our supplies. That's what they're
Right.
going after. They're going
Right.
after our supply unit. And
There you
I don't
go,
know.
Royal
I don't
Apple. There you
I
go.
don't know if y'all have paid any attention, but there's places, there are some
Yes, it's been.
shelves, there are some shelves that are empty. Yeah, Lord Jean, that's what they're doing to us right now. That's what they're after.
So
There's okay, so our biggest our biggest importer is China, right? Well, not that we're all happy about that, but you know what? They do it anyway. And if they can keep the ships from coming in, because they're big. I mean, come on, Gloria Jean, you live down here by me. You know how big those ships are. So if they can't bring those ships in because somebody's ran into a bridge and then and there's nowhere else for them to go,
right.
well, where where are they gonna where are they gonna do it? Yep, and there will be no food,
Well, they're already um
and you
the
could just
farmers are
believe.
already killing the crops because they
Yep.
can't export it, so the crops are dying.
Oh,
So,
and you know what? And quit and the water thing. You're using too much water, so quit
well, yeah,
using so much
too.
water.
That too, you know. And, I mean, did anybody see that they're creating I call it, I don't know what they're calling it, but I call it the 3D meat printer. that they're 3D printing meat that they want you to eat.
I
Yeah,
heard something about that. That's
yeah,
ridiculous. I'm sorry,
yeah.
I ain't going there. I'm not going there. You know what? I got enough. I don't know. Do you know what a javelina is?
No.
Well, it's kind of like a wild pig, but we got wild pigs everywhere, and they run, and there's a bunch of them. So I'll tell you what, I'll kill me a javelina and gut it and skin it before I'll ever eat something that they want me to eat off of paper. Sorry, that's just the
No,
way I
no,
feel like.
no, no. So the other thing with that bridge collapsing, the other thing you guys need to know, so hang on to your hats because you knew it was going to come some way, shape, or form. 30,000 gallons of oil got dumped. So
Yeah, 30 gallons,
30,000.
30,000 gallons oil. All right, I want you to think about that for a second. 30,000 gallons of oil. How far would that have gone in my car? Oh, wait a minute. What's better is how far would that have gone on my electricity bill? Oh, wait, maybe it's even better. Maybe it'll even help the water plant and my water bill won't be so high. I'm telling you guys, this is what they're doing. They're messing. There isn't one farm thing in America that does not run on oil.
Mm,
Sorry, but that's the truth. Fossil fuel runs us all.
right,
And
right.
yeah,
And I don't
you know,
know if you guys remember a few episodes back when I was talking about that we had lead in our water and how
mm-mm,
they came out and tested it and
mm-mm.
they said, "Nah, it's not at a dangerous level. It's still okay. You're fine." But then 3, 4 days later, we get a letter in the mail saying, "Well, your family's been selected to go through testing for metals in your body. Only one adult can go,
Oh,
but
well, aren't you the lucky one?
and it would be free for the
Yeah,
testing." And it's
yeah.
like, you're not getting my DNA.
And you ain't tested me because I don't trust you. I'm sorry. I don't
And
trust anything you
then
have to do.
then 2 weeks after that, guys, 2 weeks after that, not exaggerating, we got a letter taped to our door saying, "We want to change the pipe coming from the street to your house because it's lead." But there's no lead in our water. And they actually just did it last Thursday. I believe it
All
was
right.
last Thursday, wasn't it?
All
How
right.
many? Now,
Yeah, it was, and I'm getting ready to blow Glory Jean's mind here in just about 2 seconds. Um, the news reported that in certain areas that May 20th, you're not allowed to take cash out of your account. But what's even better is you're not allowed to deposit cash into your account either. So, um, after I'd heard that, I got to digging because I thought, come on, there ain't no way they're not going to take cash into my account. If I put cash in my account, they can't. So I was talking to my air conditioner man, who is about 3 years older than me. Well, wait a minute. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's about 3 years older than me. Anyway, it don't matter how old he is, but he said Connie, I'm gonna tell you something. I took in I took in $13,000 in cash. Because I mean, oh my God, what does it take to fix the air conditioner? I know what I paid.
Right.
Right, right. So I mean, it's $600-700 every time, or $100 if they even just come out and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And they told him they wanted to see his driver's license, and he said, "I've had this account since I was 16 years old, and they wanted me to give them my driver's license and everything." To be able to deposit this cash. And he said, "You know what? Just give me this cash back. I'll go stick it under my bed
Right.
before I'll ever go there." Well, there you go. There you go. I'm
Right.
telling you, it's happening. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to make us all go digital, whether we like it or we don't.
Right. And the last little bit of news that I have for you guys.
My
Oh,
bangs are like going
speaking of money,
crazy here.
speaking of money,
Yep.
um,
You got some?
ha,
Just one now.
I've got millions under my mattress.
Oh
Millions.
God. We better
Yeah,
don't
I'm
be
set.
telling
I'm good.
anybody.
I've got
No,
gold. I've got silver. Oh, you name it. I've got it all.
I
I've got
don't be telling
platinum.
anybody.
Shh, you guys won't tell, will you? Got
Mm-mm,
platinum. I'll
mm-mm,
whisper. Maybe they won't hear me then.
mm.
Um, no, the other thing I want to tell you guys is with what Connie was saying, yes, it will be here soon because the banks collapsed in Cuba yesterday.
There you go.
Cuban people went to go to ATMs and yep, no money. No money.
That's
No money.
that's that's where they're going, guys. I'm telling you, that's where they're going. They've been going there this whole time. They
So if
want
they
us
can't take a
all to be a one world government. It ain't gonna happen. I'm
if
telling you
they
right now, they're stupid. But all right, go ahead.
if they can't take away the food like they're trying to and do the import export like they're trying to, and if the bridges are taking too long to, plot the next one, then we'll just take your money away. And then you really won't have anything unless you prep. And as Connie says, flour, sugar, salt, because
Yeah, always,
you can
always.
burger with that if you have to, but you can make pasta with that. I mean, you can do so much with that stuff. Yes, royal apple. Yes.
Yes, because you know what? Let me tell you something. Uh, you can always do something with sugar, salt, and flour. I mean, I made many a tortillas out of sugar, flour, and lard ain't a whole lot of thing to come up with. So there you go.
Yeah, but do you know how expensive lard is nowadays? Oh,
You could. Well, you know what, y'all? I'm gonna tell you something. Y'all are silly because um, why buy lard? Do you eat bacon?
not that much.
Oh, well, we eat a lot of bacon in our
Oh,
house. So I take those bacon drippings and I stick them in my freezer.
well, yeah,
And I
yeah. I
got
mean,
bacon. Yeah. So that's how I do it. So, yeah. Sorry.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I eat bacon. It's just I don't cook it very often. You know,
Um,
if I go out
well,
to eat or something, I'll get an omelet with bacon or something. But
actually,
yes, it
Royal
is.
Apple, it is expensive, but I'm going to tell you something. If all you're looking for is oil anyway, So you don't need. Come on, bacon puts off a lot of grease.
Yeah, it does.
So if you even had 6 or 7 pieces, got a lot of oil there. Um, okay, I'm gonna teach you guys something. Oh my God, my hair is driving me absolutely. Is it driving y'all crazy? Because it's driving me nuts. All right, I'm gonna teach you guys something. I'm gonna teach you guys something. Um, how much is whipping cream? You know, not that Cool Whip stuff. I'm talking about whipping cream.
In
What?
the carton to
Yeah,
whip
how
it
much?
yourself.
Yeah, how much is that?
Oh, that's up to like $3-4 now for a half pint or a pint.
All right, all right. And how much is butter?
That's expensive now too.
All right. So I'm gonna teach you guys something here. If you take, if you take that whipping cream, if you whip it long enough, it'll turn into butter. You're right. You just keep whipping and whipping and whipping, and it'll turn it. Oh, it here. Let me even make it even better for you. So you just keep whipping and whipping, and it's gonna get really chunky. And you put salt in it, and you can put garlic in it, and you can do whatever you want to in it. Sometimes I put sugar and honey, but you can put whatever in it, and then it gets all chunky, and then you pull it out and you make it, your form it into your little uh stick, I guess, whatever you want to say, and then wrap it up in some saran wrap. You got butter. That's butter. But you know what's even better is the juice at the bottom. Then you know what you got then? Then you got uh what's that? Buttermilk. So see, it's double. You got it. It's a yeah. There you go. Sorry, I jumped in there because I've been telling myself I need to make some more. But yeah, that's what you do. That's how you make butter,
Mm-hmm.
and you can do it, and you can make I think a pint makes like 6 or 7 or 8 sticks of butter, depending on how big.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
That's the best way to do it.
yeah. We just got to learn how to make it on our own.
We just
All
got to
right.
stop being lazy.
Well, you know what? It ain't so much lazy. Is it ain't
Time
so
consuming
much
too.
it ain't so much lazy. We didn't know how. But now, you know what? We're learning. By golly, we're learning. And I want you to know that's how you do that. That's how you make butter. And you know what? It's probably better for you anyway, because you can put as much salt in there as you want to. And it don't have none of them damn preservatives in
Right,
it.
right.
And then you can stick it in the freezer and it'll last forever until you decide to take it out. So that's what I've been doing. I make my own laundry soap, and I make my own body soap, and uh, I mean, you just learn. You just learn.
Laundry soap's super easy to make.
Well, you know what? It's really, really
Yes.
It's really good when you use that Zot. You know that Zot, that ZOTE Zot, and you grate it and you melt it. Oh my god! And it takes out all the stains, and
But
it's
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
It's
I think
amazing.
they have Fells Napta too.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, same thing.
I know, Gloria Jean. We're all going back to old school, and um,
We're gonna have to.
got to. We got to. I have made soap forever. All right. And then I learned, because I'm one of those kind of stupid people that's got to learn. Um, Glycerin soap is really good for young people. If you're really young, because you know what, they put off a lot of oil, and it's really good for them. Because you know what, glycerin, when you use glycerin soap, put it over your skin, and it holds the oil in. Well,
Do you remember using glycerin soap back when we were I was a teenager. You might have been a little bit younger, like
well,
preteen.
I made it. I've been making it.
Since you were that little?
I just was making it recently.
Oh.
But the problem with it is it when you wash yourself with it closes off the pores, and if you don't have no oil in your skin, then it's drying the hell out of you. You're going to
Mhm.
turn into a prune because you don't have no oil, and it's
Yeah.
anyway. I'm making goat milk. So because goat
It's
milk
wonderful, guys. It's wonderful.
because goat milk puts the oil back in your skin, and then the glycerin closes off the pores. So there you
Yeah.
go.
You got to change with your body, I guess, is the polite way of saying getting old and drying up, drying out.
I don't want to get old.
Nah, I don't either. I don't either, but it's like one day you wake up and it's like, what happened to the last 40 years? Where did
Where
that
did
go?
where did it go? What happened
And I'm
to
being dead serious. It's like, where did 40 years go?
where did All right. So I guess it's my time. And I've been dancing around this all night long. But
Yeah.
all right. So I'm gonna do it. All right.
Take a deep breath.
All right. Are you ready, guys? All right. So today I was talking to Linda on the phone, and I said, Linda, what are you going to talk about today? What is your news? And she was telling me different things, and I said, oh, that's great. And she goes, what are you going to talk about? And I said, I have no idea. I have no idea. I said, I look at the news and I hear about P. Diddy and his nasty stuff, and I get tired talking about his nasty stuff. And Trump and his trials going on and on and on. And I thought, you know what? I can't go there. I just can't go there. So I asked Linda, can I call you back? Because I need to go do something. And I went into my room and I got on my knees and I said, "Dear God, there's something you want me to talk about, I'm sure tonight, but I don't know what it is, and I'm not sure what I'm going to talk about, and I want you to guide me in the right direction." And so I got my answer. I got my answer right away. Um, you know, way back when, way back before me, and way back before my mama, but way back when, men could do whatever they wanted to do to a woman and it was okay. They said we had a voice, but we really didn't. And your uncle or your cousin or your daddy or whoever could do whatever to you. And it was all right. Because you know what? We weren't allowed to talk about it. I mean, you just don't talk about that kind of stuff. You know? You just don't talk about that kind of stuff. If somebody did something to you, you just don't talk about it. You just go on and you just continue on and you pretend it didn't happen, right? It didn't
Yeah,
happen to me. It
yeah,
didn't happen to me.
we had that conversation yesterday. I told you something about me
Yep.
that I've
You
never
just
told anybody.
you just pretend it don't didn't
Yep,
happen to me.
yep.
Well, you know what? It did happen to you. And it happened to 100 billion other women. But we weren't allowed to talk about it because you know what? That was a hush hush situation. In fact, I grew up when you didn't. You know what? I grew up when you didn't even talk about your period. That was like, oh my God, don't talk about that. That you just don't.
You called it your friend,
Yeah,
some friend.
yeah, Aunt June has came to visit. I mean, you just didn't. You didn't. But all right, Royal Apple, I'm getting there. Give me time. Give me time because this is really hard. So So we all grew up in that time, right? Well, keeping our mouths shut sure didn't help anything because now look what we got. Now they can sell them.
Right,
See,
right.
now they're taking our kids and they're selling them and they're trafficking them. And they think that's okay. No, it ain't okay. It wasn't okay then, and it ain't okay now. Somebody should have stood up a long damn time ago and said something. But I'll tell you what, my babies aren't going to be hurt, and I will march the streets of any big city tomorrow to make sure that these babies don't get treated like we were
Well, it's been happening for years and years. Do you remember the milk cartons?
forever.
Remember the milk cartons
Forever.
that had missing kids on the milk cartons?
Yep. Yep.
I mean, and I remember being younger, a smart aleck teenager. And it's like, we used to joke about that. Don't become the face on a milk carton, and it was a joke, but it's not a joke. And when
It ain't a
now that
joke.
we're older and we see where this
It
I
ain't a
still say
joke.
those missing kids on milk cartons were part of this whole thing.
It ain't a joke. And when Uncle John thought that he was being nice, he might not have been being nice. He might have been being a little too feely touchy. Um, you know, I guess my thing is, I think this is what the Lord wants me to put out here. All right.
Well, go for it.
We were put on this earth as females to be equal with the males. All right? Let's make that plain, okay? We're on a we're equal. The only difference is we can have a child and they can't. Of course, can't have a child without them.
Right?
But we're evil. We're equal. We're all equal. And you know what? If you don't like the way somebody's touching you, or you don't like what somebody's saying to you, then you know what? You have the right to say whatever you want to, and they have the right to shut the hell up. There you go. All right, said my piece. I could say a lot more, but I said my piece because women have shut up long enough.
Well, I mean, think about it.
We ain't a play toy.
Back in the 50s and 60s, you remember the movie Stepford Wives? I mean, the women were programmed. Your husband did what he wanted to you, or hit you around, or overdrank, and you just never talked about it. You
Well,
know,
I'm gonna
you
tell
just
you something.
never talked about it.
I'm gonna tell you something. I watch this girl, and her name is Relatable Reese, and she's on YouTube, and she is was born in Scientology. All right, and all of a sudden, if you guys haven't noticed, Scientology is really making a splash on YouTube. Let me tell you something. I listened to some of the stories that she was talking about. And she was 13 years old when they she called it sex checking her. And this guy was allowed to talk to her any way he wanted to. And she was not allowed to have any kind of reaction at all. She wasn't even allowed to have a facial reaction. And I was listening to it online and I thought I'd have jumped up and beat the hell out of him in a heartbeat. But you know what? That's me.
No, that's most women. I think that's
But
most women.
that's that. I mean, we got this going on. We got Scientology going on, and then, and who said it was okay to be married to 15 people, 15 women at one time? I understood in the Bible that there was that one guy way back in the Old Testament that had, like, I don't know how many wives, but the New Testament says you are to have one
Right,
wife.
right. And you know what really kills me is the religion that thinks that when you die, you get 77 virgins. I'm sorry, but
Oh,
I
that's the
don't,
Muslims.
I
They
mean,
believe that.
I really don't think that. God would let you fornicate in heaven with 77 women. I don't know. Call
I,
me crazy.
well, I gotta say something about that because I always gotta say something, right? Always
Yep.
gotta make my. If you are blown to smithereens because you're giving your life to Allah, Moly, and you are going to be sacrificial and you're going to get 70 virgins. Well, if you're blown up to pieces, you don't have a pecker to work with. I'm sorry. I'm like only thinking,
Yeah. See, and you know what?
what the heck are you gonna do? You don't have
And it
nothing to
doesn't.
work with.
It,
It's all gonna be blown up.
it doesn't even matter if you get blown up or not because your body stays here. Or it gets burned or it gets buried or whatever. You don't take your body to heaven with you.
No, it's only your soul anyway, and there ain't no
Right.
sex, and there ain't no sex in heaven. Come on, let's get that straight.
Right. Exactly.
They
Exactly.
don't do that kind of stuff up there.
I have a question though. Somebody said this to me a while back. Like men or women, they were married, their spouse passed away, they
Mm,
got remarried.
mm-hmm.
So when they die and the new spouse dies, what do you think they do up in heaven?
Well, I think that's a question we're never gonna know. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're all gonna be great friends. I don't know.
Kind of makes you think though, doesn't it?
Well,
Like,
I don't
which
think
husband
that.
would you be with?
Well, all right. So this is what I gotta say about that. There ain't no marriage in heaven.
Well, yeah, I know.
Everybody's brothers and sisters. So I guess you just when you die and you guys go there, then you become brothers and sisters because there ain't no marriage in heaven.
Right.
Yeah,
But you're led to believe that your loved ones meet you and greet you.
they do.
I'm not saying anything against God or anything, guys. Here, I'm just, this is
They
just something
do.
it's
They
bothered me
do.
for years. So say, okay, so you passed away and your husband is up there, and both of your husbands passed away. Are both of them up there greeting you?
Yeah, because now they're your brothers.
Hmm, that's kind of creepy though. But
Yeah, yeah. Now they're your brothers. I mean, you're all in it's like one big happy family. You don't have uh mom and dad and sisters it's all brothers and sisters at that point.
oh, and what about this? What about the men that kill the women and then kill themselves?
Well, they ain't going there anyway. So I mean, you know what? It's like that. It's like that. It's like that Willy Wonka thing. Bad apple. Bad apple. Goodbye.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Uh, I don't believe that some of those guys ever get to heaven. And you know what, Gloria Jean? Yes, I believe they're dancing too. And I believe they are loving each other just like they did. But there really ain't no marriage in heaven because some people are fortunate enough to meet two people they love dearly. And you
Right.
are you supposed to make a decision when you get to heaven? I don't think so.
Right,
I
that's what I'm
think
saying.
I think it's just one big happy family, and I think when you get there, you ain't gonna care anyway. You
Well,
know,
and you
I
don't and
mean,
you
it's
you
gonna
don't
be
have a
so
body,
happy,
so there's no lust.
right? That you know what, you don't have a body, so you ain't gonna that going back to that 70 virgin thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, um, I think we all have our vision of heaven,
yeah.
and whatever vision you have of heaven and it makes you happy, well then you know what? You go with it. You go with it. My vision of heaven, see, is probably in this thing. Oh my god, I'm having all kinds of problems with all my equipment today. Um, my vision of heaven is an open field of flowers, and I can just run, and my family's there, and we can just laugh and roll around in the grass, and everything's good. So,
With very vivid colors.
with very vivid colors. Some people have the vision of heaven as being uh everybody's floating on a cloud and they're playing
Right?
their uh violins and whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And some people have that vision, when they said Jesus is building a house for you out of gold. People believe that there's gonna be a doorway there that's gold, and they're gonna open it, and everything's gonna be gold and just luxurious.
um
Uh,
Loudmouth Linda, I gotta tell you, Glory Jean's my hairdresser, and she she ain't seen what's underneath all this. If she did, she'd be having a heart attack. But um, she's like, I'm going over there. I'm gonna fix your hair. My hair looks great. What's wrong with it? I think it looks great. It just my headset won't stay on it. Um, I think that heaven is just the most beautiful place ever in the world that you can imagine, and
right,
that's what I think.
right, right.
Whatever it may be for you, I think that heaven is the most beautiful place and the most tranquil place
Yep,
in the world,
yep.
and the most calm place with no problems, nobody fussing and fighting and being stupid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And I see, like, lakes or ponds, that are, like, crystal clear blue water, and it's, like, the perfect
sure.
temperature. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, and I just see these giant fruit trees and flowers we've probably never seen or heard of.
You know, Linda, there's a girl that, and you can look it up on YouTube, that passed away and she came back, and
Mhm.
she painted heaven,
Mhm.
and she said, "I can't, I can't give you the colors that are
Right,
in heaven
right,
because there's so many of them, and they're so different, and
right.
they're so." And I I kind of think in my head, I kind of think we're kind of like I think that we're like on a two plane. You know what I mean? A 2D. I
Yeah,
think heaven
yeah.
is probably 3D, and it has a lot more colors and a lot. You know what? It's
I
gonna
think
be the
heaven is
most wonderful.
5K.
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think heaven is gonna be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life, and, I think that, they say, what would you do when you die and you go right into Jesus and you see Jesus immediately? What would you do? I'm going to tell you what I would do. I'd fall to my knees.
Oh, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
I would fall to my knees thinking, Dear God in heaven, you know what? I am unworthy.
I don't
I
think
am
I could even
so
look at his
unworthy.
face. I don't even think I could look at his face.
I am so unworthy. I watch that crucifixion movies
Mhm.
and I cry every time because you know what? I ain't worthy of all that. I
Do you
am
know
not worthy of him to have gone through all that. But you know what? Lord says I am.
what my
Lord
2
said I
favorite
am.
movies of all times are?
What's that?
The 10 Commandments
Hmm.
and Passions of Christ.
Hmm.
Those are my
Hmm.
2 all-time favorite. I have loved the 10 Commandments since I was a little girl. Every, whenever it was on, usually I think it used to when I was little,
I
it was
love the Ten
on Good Friday
Commandments.
night or something, or Holy Thursday or something it was on,
What was
and
that guy's name? What was that guy's name that was on the Ten?
Moses,
No, who played on the Ten Commandments?
Charles Charleston.
Charlton Heston. Yep, yep. You're right.
Yeah,
Yep, and he played in Ben Hur too.
yeah, yeah. And
Mhm.
I mean, and bringing that back up is that's where the Egyptians are, is at Mount Sinai, ready to pounce.
You know, I think about the different things that the Bible tells us. There's a lot of different stories, and there's a story where what was her name? Mary Magdalene, not Mary.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mary Magdalene washed Jesus's feet with her hair.
yes,
And I think to myself, my hair ain't even worthy. Sorry. I mean, I'm just unworthy.
right.
I can't imagine in my life for a man to go through everything he went through for us because he loved us. I want to ask y'all, have you ever loved someone that much? Have you ever loved anyone that much?
Yes. I love my grandchildren and my kids that much.
That makes sense.
I mean,
To
my
be
heart
to
when I
be hung on a cross and
Yep,
beaten.
yep. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
but
I think I could go there.
there's no
I
man
don't
in the
have
world
any,
there's
but
no man in the world that could ever stand up to him. I
no,
mean, just the
no,
and, the caring and the loving and the understanding and the
no.
list goes on and on and on. There's no comparison. I don't care if you have the most Gentile man in the world that will kiss your feet. It's still no comparison. No comparison.
I gotta tell you guys. So, today when I got on my knees and I asked him, "What do you want me to talk about?" And he said, "I want you to talk about child trafficking." And I can see where he came from at that point on the mount where he said, "Father, take this away from me. Don't make me talk about this. Please don't make me talk about this. Don't make me go there. Because it breaks my heart. It
Right.
I think that sometimes the Lord pulls uh subjects from you so that you'll talk about them, make you stronger, maybe.
But you know what, Connie?
But it was hard. It was so hard. You know what? I look at those little babies and I look at those innocent eyes and I think, you know what? A bullet would be a lot quicker to put in the head of the person that did that than
Right, right. But you know what? You
who
probably
am
put
I?
it on your heart. It needs to be talked about. It needs to get out. And people need to understand this is real. It's not
Mhm.
just a conspiracy theory. It's
Mhm.
not something that Trump
Mhm.
started. It's not this. It's not that. It's real. And the
It
more,
is do you know
I mean,
um
my opinion is this. What do you need? Do you need to have a child that was trafficked? Excuse me, in front of you physically so you can check their body to see if they were molested? I mean, come on now.
do you
What is it gonna take?
all right. All right. So I got to tell you this came to my head um while while on my knees. What was the Civil War all about? Tell me what the Civil War was all about. Freeing the slaves, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Freeing America, making people free and free to do whatever they want to.
yeah.
Now what happened? Where'd it go?
Well,
Where'd
now
it go? Where'd it
now
go?
well,
Oh,
now you
oh,
got those
because
barbarians in there.
because they're children, they don't count. You
No,
know,
it doesn't. It
wow,
doesn't. Because don't you
wow.
remember back in the day, children are there to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, but they're not to be hurt like that.
No, I'm not saying, but do you remember back
Yes, I do.
when they
I
used
do
to say
remember
that?
that. They
Children are
used to
there to
say
be seen and not
they
heard.
did. They said, "You sit over there and you be quiet. And don't you say nothing."
Exactly,
Yep, I
exactly.
remember. I remember. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. They weren't supposed to be hurt,
No,
and and they're being hurt, and
yeah,
that ain't right. That ain't right.
no,
It ain't
no,
right.
it's
And
not.
you know what I'm gonna say, and I don't care. I don't care who likes me or who don't like me at this point. I'm gonna say this. There's a special place in hell for somebody that does something like that to a baby.
Well, I thought for sure that this was all gonna blow open during the pandemic when they found all those kids in the tunnels. I thought for sure it was gonna blow open and the truth be told. But do you know what I found out about that?
Hmm.
Those kids couldn't go home. They were so traumatized that they couldn't go home to be with their families because it'd been so long for some of them that they had to find somewhere else to put them. I mean, don't you ever wonder what happened to all those kids they found in the tunnels?
You mean the 65,000 that have disappeared? Nobody knows where they're at.
Yep. And they could not give them back to the families because the families would have a hard time accepting them back
All
once
right.
they learned what happened to them, and the kids would have a hard time. Well, and a lot of them were much older, and the kids would have a hard time going back to their parents the way they would think their parents would look at them. So yeah, they couldn't even return a lot of those kids.
Well, do you know what adrenochrome is?
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to explain to everybody what adrenochrome is. Adrenochrome, when when you are scared, if somebody if somebody breaks in your house and you get scared and all your adrenaline is moving, yeah, that that's a that is a
It goes in your blood.
it goes up through your spine, and it's called adrenochrome. All right. And wonderful Hollywood has figured out that you can take this adrenochrome and you can inject it into yourself.
Or drink
And
it.
oh my God, they drink it too.
Yep.
All right, and it keeps you supposedly keeps you young or younger or whatever.
Right.
Do you know what they do to these children to scare them enough to pull the adrenochrome from their spine?
Oh, I've heard
Sickening. It's
I've heard
sickening.
some
It's
is
sickening.
torture.
Yeah, it's sickening.
It is. It is. And um, we all know how horrible it is. And for the ones that didn't make it, I know that they're in the arms of Jesus.
Oh, the good Lord is taking good care of them. Don't you
And
worry.
um,
Don't you worry. Because
and
this ain't
people,
nothing. This thing right here, this thing right here, this thing
yeah,
ain't nothing but a shell.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
the real me lives inside this shell.
right. Well, and you know,
So,
a lot of people, because I've done it. I've done it, you know. Question God. Why would you allow this to happen? Why would you let this happen? Well, here's the thing. He doesn't let it happen. It's the evilness that takes over.
you
And
know,
we are
mhm.
not in a time where um I think that God could do like he used to do back in the day and talk to people and you know I don't I I don't believe. I mean, people have a hard time believing there's a God, period, let alone if somebody came down and said, you know, Connie, I am I, and you will listen to me. Now, who's gonna, even if I mean, obviously you'd hear it in your head, but the evil people out there, they're going to think they're either going crazy or the voices in their head told them to do it. Because, but if I feel that if God came in and, tried to talk somebody out of doing something in their head, exactly, the devil's going to pop right in there and
Oh
he's
yeah,
going to,
because his time is only short.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you guys a story, and it is a true given story. I think I told Glory Jean this story, but this is a true story. I'm going to tell you it's a true story. So I went to bed, everybody. I was all ready and I got my jammies on and I crawled in bed and nestled in and fell asleep. And at 11:11, I woke up like somebody splashed water in my face. And I looked up, and right next to my bed is my husband's, I don't know what you'd call it. It's not a dresser. It's kind of a, I mean, it's got the doors in front of it. I don't know what they call it. There's a word for it, but it's pretty tall.
Armoire.
Anwa. And it's pretty tall. And I woke up and I looked over, and and I'm telling you, I ain't joking with you at all. And there was Jesus, and his elbow was on the top of that Anwa. Now, that Anwa has got to be 6 foot. So that's got to tell you how tall he is, I guess. And his elbow was on, just leaning on the Anwa. And I looked up and I said, I mean, I didn't know what to say. Well, that is that feeling of, what do you say? What do you say? And I said, Dear God in heaven, are we going to be okay? Is my family going to be okay? Is what's going to happen? Are we going to be okay? And you know what Jesus told me? And I know it was Jesus. I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. There ain't nobody that can change my mind, because I know for a fact that's who it was. You know what he said? You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine. And that was it. It was like poof, he was gone. And I laid there in bed and thought, okay, now was that a dream? Was that a dream? Did I wake up and no,
Right.
no, no. He knew I was worried, and he knew I'd been praying, and he came to me and he told me everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be just fine.
You just got to keep your faith.
Yep. And you just
And
gotta keep praying, and you gotta pray all the time, because
and
you
the
know what? The good Lord listens and he knows. He knows.
yes, and the misconception that people have, because I've had a discussion with a couple of people about this in the last few months. Keep what you believe is your faith, what you believe in.
Okay, so I
There's
gotta
such,
tell you,
there's
I gotta bring this up, because you said that. My father-in-law and my family on that side of the family, they're all Catholic, and I ain't saying nothing about Catholics, but I ain't too happy with our Pope right now. But what does it matter? Because it ain't my religion anyway. But my father-in-law tells me all the time he's worried that if I don't convert, I'm not going to be in heaven with him.
Well, that's the misconception. That's the misconception, but that's not the faith I'm talking about. I'm talking about you believe in God, you pray to God. The God you see and the God the way I might picture God are two different. Do you know what I'm saying? He's
Of
the same
course. Of
God, but we
course.
all visualize things
Of
different.
course. Of
So keep
course.
your faith with what you've been taught and what you believe in. And as long as you walk that walk and keep that faith, you're kosher. You're good.
I
Yeah.
believe
I mean,
that. I believe
and I
that.
apologize if anybody took that as a racial or religious slur when I said kosher. I apologize.
Oh no,
But,
you know what? It's okay because I love the Jews.
oh,
So sorry.
my
I
good
love the
friend's
Jews.
Jewish, so and her
I
husband.
love the Jews. I love the Jews.
I
Um,
I don't understand. I probably will never understand why so many people hate Jewish people. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I never will understand it. It's the same thing why people don't like Trump. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Because I mean the haters hate. I'm not saying the ones that are, he's okay, or no, I just don't care for him. I
well,
don't like
I'm telling you what, if
fine.
Trump broke wind, they'd get him on an indictment.
Oh, yeah,
It's unbelievable to
yeah,
me. I really believe in my heart um that Trump is our King David for this era. I do.
mhm,
I believe that. And I'm sorry
right,
if nobody understands that, but
right,
he's
right,
our King David. And if you want to look up King David, do it. Look it up.
right,
I challenge you to look it up because you know what? King David was not a good person. In
right,
fact, if we want to go into it, most of them weren't good people.
right,
You know,
right.
God
Yeah,
didn't choose the best people,
nope.
but you
He
know
was.
what? But you know what?
Yeah,
They were pretty perfect when it turned into the end, weren't they? Because you know what? The Bible says that King David was the his all in his eye, right? Didn't it
mhm,
say that? King
mhm,
David was the eye of God, and he well, he was good in the beginning, and then he did. I mean, like all of us, he's human for Pete's
right,
sake.
right, right.
And this is what I'm going to say. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. Um, they don't like Trump because that video came out and he said you can just grab a woman in her crotch and she'll do whatever you want her to do. All right, all right. I said it.
Now, can I tell you my take on how
And
I do that?
and now let's talk about how old Trump was when he said it.
Well, not only that, but here's my take.
And they're all nasty over there
And of
anyway,
course,
so
this is my opinion, and I was just talking about this with the man, and he agreed with me. My take on that is he was, I mean, he's still kind of good looking, but he was very good looking back when he was younger. And when he said that, he was very good looking. He was a very powerful businessman and he had a lot of money. He was already a multimillionaire because, he worked for his money. So, with all that being said, yeah, and that probably would have happened to him. That probably would have happened. If he would have grabbed a woman, she would have followed him like a puppy dog wherever he wanted to go because she wanted that money. She wanted, yeah, who knows? She wanted to claim it. She
Um,
was pregnant.
I
But
well, he doesn't call himself the father. No, he doesn't call himself the father of the vaccine. Sorry. Um, he uh he was following Fauci. You know what? Let's talk about that. Royal Apple, I'm ready to talk about that. Okay. Fauci in 1970
oh,
made a vaccine that killed 600,000 people. Okay. 600,000 people. Now, Trump, that was his first year. And that was his first term. He never been president. Never. I mean, he was a businessman. He was doing his thing. He didn't give a crap about what was going on, but he wanted to help America, right? And what happened? China sent in a virus into America. Oh, and by the way, who was the one that sent in that virus?
Fauci,
Fauci. And who gave us these vaccines?
Fauci,
Fauci. So you know what? I
who told
hope
us to wear 3 masks?
Fauci. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I really felt sorry for Trump because you know what? He listened to all these stupid people. He wasn't a politician. He
And
didn't know.
do
Yeah,
you know
oh
what I
my god,
realized?
I can't imagine going into that swamp and listening to those damn people because they'll tell you whatever they want you to.
Yes, definitely Royal Apple.
Yes.
But
Yes.
do you
Fauci
know
is a real snake. He's horrible. And you know what?
Yep,
Why is
yep,
he still walking? I want to know why he's still walking free. You know, if I killed one person, I'd be in prison.
yep. Nor did I, Gloria.
Well, I gotta tell you, I did. I took one. I took one vaccine. I'm gonna tell you why I took one vaccine. I took the Johnson and Johnson vaccine because I knew that Trump was good friends with Johnson, and that's why I took the Johnson and Johnson shot. But then they told me, well, it didn't work and whatever, and you better get, now you got to get 2 Moderna shots. And I said, well,
Right,
you can just forget it.
right, right. They were pushing the Moderna real big. And
Oh,
the
yeah. Oh, yeah.
AstraZeneca, yeah, they came out and admitted that their vaccine causes blood clots. That just came out mm, maybe a month ago. Yeah.
It's doing more than that. Come on. Why you tell me how all these really uh healthy, strong people are dying on young kids, 16,
Having a
17
heart
years
attack
old.
on the basketball court, on the
And they
ball
just
field.
and they just fall dead.
Right, right. Yep, yep, because if they wanted to play sports, they had to get the vaccine.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I know. I know it's not good. It's
do
not
you
good.
know the one thing
But
that really
but
scares me?
hang on to your bootstraps because they're getting ready to do another one to us. So I'm telling you that ahead of time. I already know it. I already saw that. And I thought, dear God in heaven, please don't give us another lockdown. But it's coming. I'm telling you right now, it's coming.
Yep. And you know the one thing going back to Trump, the one thing that still these lunatics to the left, and I mean there's lunatics to the right too, don't get me wrong, because there are some people that are way over the top.
Oh yeah,
Because
we got Romney, and he is oh,
right.
ain't
I
he a
mean,
piece
there's
of
some
work?
that are, way over the top. But
Yep.
I was in a chat room, and don't you know somebody's still putting out there something about all the cult followers of MAGA probably has died because they've injected bleach into their bloodstream. Now, who does not know that that was sarcasm at its finest when he said that? He didn't tell you to go drink bleach.
No, he
He
didn't.
tell you
He
to
was
go
being.
shoot bleach
And
up.
you know what? That's Trump's way of being an ass. He just sometimes he thinks he's
Well,
funny,
yeah,
but he ain't.
but
It's his
these
dry sense of
lunatics on the
humor.
other side, they took it that that's what he was telling people to do, to go shoot themselves up with bleach so they'll be safe from, you know, I,
They're
come
stupid.
on.
They're stupid.
That's what I'm
All right,
saying.
we're gonna real quick because I'm gonna let you talk because I'm gonna have to run real quick and do something. And I'll be right back. But I want everyone right now to look down at their right hand, hold it open, and look down at your right hand. Look at the palm of your right hand. Do you see an M?
Kenny, after this, maybe we should because I have to run and do something too.
Do you
So,
see it? Do you see an M?
me? No. I see an X. I have an X.
That's rare too.
Yeah, I have an X.
All right. Well, look, here's your perfect M. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
You see? All right. So, do y'all see a perfect M? Royal Apple, Glory Jean, do you see a perfect M?
On your hands.
Yeah, on your own hand, not on my hand. I see it more on the left side, but all right, but I have one on my left side too. That's funny. Go ahead. So here's the thing, I got two M's, which is considered totally rare. I got two M's.
See, we knew she was a rare one. That's why
And,
we love her.
and you know what two M's means? I had to look it up because I thought I already knew it, but I had to have verification on it. Two M's are considered healers, absolute healers. Just wanted to tell you that because
Maybe we'll dive into that next Thursday. Oh, so Gloria,
that's all right.
so
That's
does
all
Gloria.
right. If
Oh,
it's on your left side, I'll tell you about that next week.
yeah, we'll dive into that
I
next week.
will. I will dive into that, and I'm going to tell you some things about all that kind of stuff because, yeah, I I knew I was different, and I knew I saw things and heard things. And Royal Apple, you know dang good and well what I'm talking about. But
Yeah.
but I was watching a video, and they said, "Do you have two M's on your hand?" And I looked down and I thought, yeah, what does that mean?
Right. Right.
It's a rarity, and it means that you're totally a healer.
You heal hair. That's
No,
cute.
you know what? You know what? Jeannie, Laura Jean is so funny. She's my hair healer.
Right. Right.
I'm the body healer, but she's definitely my hair healer.
Okay, guys.
I love Glory Jean. And I know it's our time because we only have 5 minutes because they only give us so much time. And if we
Right.
talk over it, then you know what they do? They block the video where nobody can ever see it again. So it's like stupid. But
Right.
so I love y'all. I love you, Royal Apple, and I love you, Gloria Jean, and I don't know who
Whoever
else
else
is
is in
in
here.
here. And I guess we will see you on
Tuesday.
Tuesday, and we're gonna be doing the 60s.
60s.
Oh
60s. We're
my!
gonna have to change it up a little bit and
Well,
figure some stuff out.
we're gonna. Well, you know what? I figure it don't matter anyway because we ain't gonna get paid for it. I don't get paid for any of this, so I can
So
do
we'll be
whatever I want to.
probably be
I can
doing
do whatever I want to. Ask Glory Jean. That's the way I feel. I do whatever I want to.
so we'll
But
be trying to name that tune and name that jingle. Those might be
yeah,
a little bit harder.
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure
But
it out. We'll come in good for you guys. We'll have a
yep.
good one for you.
But
So
Royal
I
Apple,
love you
I
guys
love
all.
you,
Thank
and
you
I
so
love
much.
you, Jeannie, and I will talk to you guys on Tuesday.
Thank you so much for being with us and staying with us. We
And
love you
yeah,
very much.
and please go over to Loudmouth Linda and subscribe. I know you love me, but I want you to get over there and subscribe to her too.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
All right. Love y'all.
Have a
And
good
I'll
weekend.
talk
Stay
to
safe.
you on Tuesday. Y'all be safe through the weekend. Have a good time. Have a good time for the weekend because you know what? What is Royal Apple? What is this phrase? This is day that God gave us. Well, this is the weekend God gave us. So be happy in it. All right.
Yep.
And I will see y'all on Tuesday.
Have a good night, Connie.